Okay, today we're going to rebuild a brake caliper. This particular one is off of a 2006 Mazda MX-5, known as the NC model. Rebuilding it, we had a little bit of a heat issue. Everything got a little too hot when we ran out of friction material, and we're braking with metal on metal. And while this boot is in reasonably good shape, our other brake caliper had some melt issue with the dust boot. I don't know if you can see in here, but parts melted away. So I'm going to rebuild. The reason I decided to make this video was I couldn't find anything on the internet on how to get the dust boot on and had to experiment with it for some time, and so decided to share the knowledge. Anyway, so the first thing we need to do is remove the piston, and we're going to use some compressed air for that. Now what I do is I take a rag, put it on this side, hold the piston, and blow some compressed air in. As you can see, the piston extended. You don't want to create too much of a seal as you blow the air in, or it will cause it to be quite the projectile. But the piston blew most of the way out, and I can just wiggle it out here the rest of the way. And that's the piston. And take the dust seal off. And there's another little rubber seal in here. It's a little square edge seal. We're going to go ahead and replace that also. Take a pick or an X-Acto in my case to get it out. And there's that. I like to wipe the inside of the cylinder. Clean that off. Then you might want to clean the piston. Don't use anything abrasive, as it needs to keep its finish. The other brake caliper, which I already did, the boot was melted to the piston, and thus I had to clean all of that off. This one's looking pretty good. There's some stuff on it that I can get off with a rag. And I'm also going to take a little Scotch-Brite pad and clean off this area. This area is not, you don't have to worry too much about the finish of it. I just want to get the corrosion off since we're going to bother re-cleaning it. Okay, now that the piston's clean, and we cleaned the inside of the cylinder, I'm going to blow the dirt out of it. Okay, next we need to reinstall the cylinder. Now this seal kit was something like $15 or $20 complete kit for the vehicle. Now this is a little bit of brake fluid. I poured it into a little cup for a little easier access, and so I don't contaminate the bottle by putting my finger in it or anything like that. I'm going to put a little bit of it in the bore of the caliper, act as a lubricant. Now there are other products sold, such as this, which claim to be good for reassembling a caliper. However, I have found otherwise. It's too thick, and it creates too much of a seal as things go together, and you have problems with it. Okay, we have that seal in there. it's square and flush all the way around. Next I'm going to add some more brake fluid to lubricate things. And I'm going to set this aside for a moment. Next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take the piston and we're going to put the boot on it. Now, looking in the factory instructions and such, I could not find a great way to do this, and thus this is what prompted the video. The challenge here is you have two seals. One is this inner seal and one is the outer seal. The inner is going to lock around here and attach to the piston, and the outer is going to attach inside of the caliper here, and it has to seat in there. And there's the challenge. If you put the piston in, it's impossible to squeeze it in. Anyway, so the best way I've found to do it is to lube up the piston here on this side with some brake fluid. Okay, so now we need to put this seal on the piston. And the best way that I found to do it is to slide it over, set my brake fluid out of the way, and then work it down the piston here. Be careful not to tear anything. And so we want to end up with the seal extending past the piston. The brake fluid makes it really quite slippery, so you have to be cautious the way you move it. But we want the seal to go past the piston a little bit. We need this flange to be past the piston. Okay, so now we take that and we take our caliper. Let me zoom this in just a little bit. So we take our caliper. Actually, I'm going to lube this seal up. The lubricant seems to be the key. Okay, now I'm going to put this inside, and again, I want my seal to be overhanging, but not by too much. I don't know if you saw how slippery it is, but it moves out really quickly. And then I need to get this seal inside of that groove on the inside of the caliper. That's feeling pretty good. I don't think I'm right at that side, so I'm going to try at the bottom a little more. Seated good around the top. Try spinning it a little bit to see if I can get access to some of the other area. Alright, now I'm going to take a look at it, and it appears to be seated pretty well all around. Yeah, looks pretty flush. So that's the hard part. Now it's just a matter of sliding the piston back. Now at this point, actually, you know what, I'm going to put some more brake fluid on it to keep everything nice and slippery. At this point, you're going to be seating the piston inside of the caliper. I passed through the seal, I could feel that. Passed through the dust boot anyway, I haven't gotten to the piston seal yet. Oh, I felt it hit the piston seal. And now you just want to press very square. Square is the key, and that does not appear to be square at the moment. Nice. Get this in there square. There we go. Got it past the piston seal. Got it started on the piston seal anyway. Boom. Once I got it on that piston seal, it just came. Okay, now I'm just going to press my piston all the way down. And in pressing that piston down, it's making this dust seal come in contact with the groove, with this lip. Now it probably needs to be pushed into place a little more, so I'm going to take a dental pick here and kind of agitate it a little bit. There we go. And what I'm doing is just pushing this lip down into the groove to make sure it's there. There. Perfect. And that is a rebuild caliper. That's really all there is to it. Not a whole lot. Now if your piston is, when it comes out and it looks like it's in pretty bad shape, or the bore of your caliper looks like it's pitted or anything on an older car, this might happen. You may have to hone the caliper. However, I generally just buy a new caliper at that point. But as this is a $400 and some odd caliper through Mazda, it's nice to be able to just put a new seal on it for about $10 bucks. So anyway, thanks for watching.